I started reviewing because I realized I aimed better with smaller mice. And after the industry got the tech right, so the sensors were amazing, low latency wireless and all that, I was really focusing on shape. I designed my own mouse in clay that became the MZ1, and added the tag that shape is king. Because a lot of the marketing we were seeing was pushing people to buy mice that had the highest DPI or whatever gimmick feature at the time, like high polling rates now, when the reality is, you can get much better aim gains from getting the right shape. So I wanted to switch the narrative over to shape, because now that mice are so good, shape really is king. You're not held back by sensors or latency, the weights are really low, so it's all about shape. The problem is, which shapes actually work, and for who? Everyone's grip is different, everyone has different hand sizes, even finger and palm shape. I give a general guide in my reviews and on my website to help people search, but the reality is, you need to find what's going to work best for you. You can't just rely on mine or anyone else's opinions. It's a personal thing, so that's really hard to do unless you find someone with a very similar hand size and grip style to you, because you're going to have to go through a lot of trial and error and a lot of money spent before you finally figure it out. And that's why this mouse is so special, because instead of buying and testing a lot of different mice and waiting on the next big release to see if the shape could work for you, you can now just change out the sides or even 3D print your own. So the process of finding the right mouse is going to speed up a lot, because we finally have a proper modular mouse coming to the market. It's from a new company called Orbital, and the mouse is the Pathfinder. This is just an early sample, so don't judge quality or anything. I'm doing this video to show you what's coming and give you some insight as to what it's like and what can be done with it and what we might see in the future. So very simple, you start with the base. It's about 5 cm across, under 12 cm long, and about 3.5 cm high. Then you plug in the sides you want. They give you a pretty good range to start. Then you put on the back, and there you are. You have a new shape to try. And if it's too thin, add some spaces and put in the bigger side buttons so you can actually reach them. And there you now have a bigger mouse to try. Very easy. Now you may have noticed these shapes. Have to say, they surprised me. I hadn't even thought to do this. And my instant reaction was, of course, I doubt that's going to work. I'm skeptical of everything, but I'm also open-minded, and I like to give things a proper chance. And strangely enough, I actually aimed better with one of these sides than one of the more traditional flatter designs. Really unexpected. See, I've tested a lot of mice. I've even designed multiple mice now. Not on the market at the time of this video, but they're coming. But a lot of it is just theory and guesswork. I don't know if something is actually going to work until I test it. This mouse lets me think of something and then actually try it in game. It's so cool. I've been wanting something like this for years. Once I get a 3D printer and learn how to shape things in 3D, I'll be able to think of something, design it, print it out, and try it. Instead of spending months working on clay molds, sending them away to get scanned and then testing a working copy about a year later, I should be able to do this now in a few days. Seriously, modular mice are just next level when it comes to testing new shapes and figuring out what works best for you. Now, of course, we can only test designs made with symmetrical buttons. So maybe one day, if this succeeds, we'll see Orbital make an ergonomic version, and then we can try Zowie EC2 type designs. But for now, this is a great start, and a very welcome addition to the industry. And I'm told it's going to be about 55 grams, so that's light. I'm still on a 60 gram mouse personally. So I'd say this is more than capable of becoming someone's main, but even if it isn't your main, it could at least be a stepping stone to help you find what's actually going to work for you. And once you do, maybe you can buy a lighter version of that design, if it ever gets made, of course. And that's why I think every mouse enthusiast or competitive player, or even just curious people wanting to try new shapes, we're all going to want one of these. However, it is a prototype, it's still early days. After working with companies behind the scenes in the industry, I know how hard it is to actually get a product made properly. So I'll just say I really hope everything goes well for Orbital, and that this mouse gets released as planned, because it's a game changer, to the point I'm going to have to change how my website works, because it's currently based on sizes. And if this mouse can cater to different sizes, then how am I meant to do that? I don't know yet. Also, for my preferred configuration, I actually like to use it without sides. The holes don't bother me, but if they do, you could just put grip tape over them. This ledge here doesn't feel great, because it's not made to be used like this. Otherwise, it's comfortable enough, and I use this back on it, and it feels pretty good. Fun mouse to use. Anyway, excited to see where this goes. Thanks to Orbital for sending these out for testing, and for actually making it. And yeah, they're giving me an affiliate code, just RJN, but of course that doesn't change my opinion. I have plenty of links and codes. It's just a way to help support what I do. You buy something and you actually get something, I get a cut, everyone wins. So all thoughts are my own, my passion is in creativity, and this mouse really opens up the creative side. So I genuinely love this, as we can now design our perfect shapes or near enough, and get a better idea of where we should go with shape. So finally, we might actually be seeing a proper modular mouse on the market. Exciting times ahead. Definitely keep an eye on this one. I'll have a full review explaining all the different shapes after I get more time testing them, and I'll put it through the usual testing too. Until then, sub, like and share, and I'll catch you in the next.